So in our show here, we talk about three main tenets, right? The most important real estate is between your ears. Your personal drives your professional, and it's all about relationships. When we talk about relationships, it's three main categories: relationship with yourself, relationship with others, and relationship with things, right? So these are the main relationships that we have. And what you're talking about is the your coaching program, those people you're around, they're pushing relationship with things, right? So your title, your status, your environment, meaning like your cars or your
Yeah.
house, how big is your bank account, what kind of leverage, what kind of all these different relationships, your career, your title, like that side of it, not necessarily thinking about what you were saying, right? So you had more of a life balance kind of concept there, like, hey, I want to make sure that I have time for me,
Yeah.
for my family, for other things. So were you one of the people that were traveling around doing all those things?
Yeah. My goal was, we call it lifestyle by design. Um, I'm not mad at people who want to start eight businesses. I did not. I wanted businesses that could run without a lot of my involvement. With Fortune Builders, I did. I traveled a couple times a month, and I got to go to, well, actually, there's times where I traveled. It depended on what department I was in, but there was one department where I traveled every week. And so, I could go to San Antonio, and then we would do some work, and then I would get to go explore San Antonio. Um, I went to St. Louis, so yeah,
Woo!
I went to Canada. I went to places, and like I'd have to look up. I'm like, where am I? Where is this place? I don't even know where I'm going. Saskatchewan. I'd never heard of Saskatchewan until I had to go there. So that was part of the fun for me. Was I'm very curious. I'm a wanderlust. I'm a vagabond, and so I got to marry that with work.
Awesome. So then here's my follow-up question to that. So if you're doing all that, right? So we do a little balance wheel, we call it a snapshot, etc. So if you're doing all those things, was there something that was missing or that was lacking in your life while you're doing some of those things?
I know I had the opportunity to, anytime there was something lacking, to explore it, because again, I think I had the luxury of time. So there was a year where I really wanted to get involved in philanthropic opportunities in Naples, and I did that for a full year. I learned a lot, and it's a reality TV show. Um, I wanted to actually become really good at tasting wine. And I know that sounds super weird, but I ended up hiring a sommelier to teach me. I went to wine country for 6 weeks and wine tasted every day. So I think anytime there was a curiosity, because of being in this type of business, real estate investing, it's one of the few businesses that, and I thought this through, I'm like, this is one of the few businesses where I can have financial freedom and time freedom. Like I would have
Mhm.
students who were doctors, and they have financial freedom, but they don't have time freedom. If they don't show up and do the surgery for 8 hours, they don't get paid. I don't
Yeah.
have to show up to the rehab and worry, like, hammer or nail, like the house is still going to get done. So to answer your question, anytime I hit one of those curiosity levels, I had the opportunity to explore it. I know a lot of things that I'm not good at. Like I thought I was going to be a really good, was it kite surfer? When I'm a horrible kite surfer, but I had the opportunity to figure that out. I went down to Dominican Republic, hired the best kite surfer coach in the world, and he was like, "You're the worst student I've ever had." And I was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
like,
yes.
do I get an award for that?" So
Yeah.
anytime I had any of those curiosities, I had the opportunity to go and explore it.